Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite side dishes and a childhood favorite, macaroni and cheese. So throw away your boxed macaroni because today I'm going to give you a super easy recipe for delicious macaroni and cheese. So in our pot we have 2.5 cups of milk, 1 stick of butter, again at room temperature, and 1 8-ounce package of Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese. We're going to set all that in there. We're going to take this to our stove and we're going to melt everything and get it nice and creamy. We've got this on a medium-high heat. You want it to melt nice and fast. While that's melting, keep an eye on that. You want to stir it occasionally. We're going to grate, we have 1 8-ounce block of sharp cheddar cheese right in here that I've already grated, and that's going to be for our pasta. And for the topping of our macaroni, we're going to grate another probably 4 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese to have for the topping. This is really, really good. You just want a little bit so your cornflakes stick together. So we'll do about 4 ounces here. So in this plastic bag, I have about 2.5 to 3 cups of cornflakes. It varies. And I've put them in this bag, and what I'm going to do is with my rolling pin, I'm going to just gently crush them and roll them so they're not whole. I want them all broken. Just like that. You can see what were all full pieces of cornflakes are now just little crumbles. Nice topping. In my bag of cornflakes, I'm going to add my 4 ounces of cheese. It's really good. Perfect. And I'm going to mix that really, really well. You can turn it around. You can close the bag and shake it, but basically you just want to make sure that's mixed really well. And then we set that aside. This is the topping for our macaroni. Let's go back and check and see if our butter and cheese have melted in our pot. Here we go. Here we have our milk and our cream cheese and our butter. It's starting to melt really nicely. You want to stir this. You don't want it burning. Just be very careful with this. But it takes a little bit of time. Just kind of smash the cheese down and work it into the milk. But this is going to make the milk and cheese mixture really, really creamy. And now I'm going to add my 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. You can add any kind of cheese you want. I like, sometimes if I have, Monterey Jack or some mozzarella in the fridge, I'll shred it up and throw it in there. It's really your... We have our cheese in there. It's starting to melt, and you can see that your mixture is going from white to a nice yellow color. Stir this really well. You want it nice and melted. It's going to start getting nice and cheesy. Here I have my casserole dish, or it's just a 9 by 13 dish, glass dish. What I'm going to do to this so the pasta doesn't stick, I'm just going to lightly butter it. You don't want the pasta to stick. And it also adds a little bit of extra flavor. So however you like to butter it, I just open it just like that and just lightly butter the whole bottom of the dish and a little bit on the sides. Not too much, but just light on the sides. Okay. Then I'm going to add to my dish, I have a 1-pound bag of elbow pasta right here. It's already cooked. Just going to add it to my dish. Break it up if it's dried a little bit. And just going to mix that up just a little bit. Break up the chunks, and already looks delicious. Toss it in there. And this is going to be ready for us to put our cheese mixture on top of it. And it's going to look, it's going to smell delicious. You're going to want to eat it just like this, I promise. Here we have our cheese mixture. It looks really, really good. You see that it's now almost like a yellow-orange color. Before you add any salt to this, you're going to want to taste it. I always add my pepper first because the cheese has some salt in it. So here's some pepper, not too much. Mix that in really well. Oh, maybe 2 teaspoons pepper. It's really your liking. If you like a lot of pepper, then go for it. If not, just a little bit would do. Definitely gives it flavor. I'm going to taste it before I add the salt. That's really good stuff. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Again, your preference here. About a teaspoon is what I like though. Okay, that's all nice and mixed, and before I pour that on here, I'm just going to lightly season my pasta. About, again, a teaspoon of pepper, another teaspoon of salt, and again, lightly toss that just so it's all mixed. The seasoning's all mixed in there really well. Just like that. I like to be able to see the pepper in my dish. Okay, now that that's all mixed, we're going to add our cheese. Another quick stir right here. And then just like that. Pour it on there. Perfect. Lightly toss that around. You see that it's nice and cheesy. You see the cheese layers. It looks delicious, but we're not done yet. This is my favorite part of macaroni. Here we have our corn flakes and our shredded cheddar cheese. And all you do is grab a big handful and sprinkle it on top, just like that. Just like that. Beautiful. It adds texture. It adds a nice crunchy layer when you take a bite. It's not just all cheese. You have a little bit of crunch in there. My grandmother's been making this for years, and it's always a favorite. At every party, at every event, we always make it, and it's always left, our pots are left empty. So you could put as much of the topping as you want. I personally really like a little bit of crunch. So just like that, done. If you really want to add a little more calories to your dish, I put a little tiny bit of butter, just little shaves of butter around the dish, just like this. And then I'm going to throw this in my oven, my preheated oven at 350, until it's bubbling on the sides and it's nice and golden brown. It's sizzling on the sides a little bit. It's perfect. Now, my favorite way to eat macaroni is with my main dish of homemade ribs. Let's dig in and see how it tastes. Got my ribs on my plate. It's sizzling. See the creamy, cheesy filling. That looks good. That crispy flakes on top, that makes the biggest difference in the world. Let's take just a quick little bite. The best macaroni. Don't take my word for it. Go home and make it, and you're going to love it.